Hi, hello, welcome to my weekly vlog here recorded in my Wellbeing studios in southwest London. It's really nice to have the pleasure of your company. It's been a super busy week. I hope some of you caught my little piece on ITV on this morning when I was talking about all the different uses that we can have for green veggies. So I was juicing one of my favourite recipes, which is a mixture of cabbage or spinach or kale, anything green really, with a bit of apple and ginger. It's really good. You don't need much of the green stuff, but it just tastes great and it's a really good way to start the day. I then also made one of my favourite stir fries, which is again just using up chopped up greens. I think I was using Swiss chard and a bit of kale, just lightly fried in a bit of olive oil with some fresh pressed garlic and ginger. And the way I used my ginger for that recipe was I just grated it, just using a cheese grater, and then just mixing it all in with the greens. So it's like ginger garlic greens, really easy, tasty. Lots of vitamins and minerals and all sorts of good stuff. So, and you'll find more, of course, on lizarwellbeing.com. We've got lots of really great recipes for cooking with greens. So today, what I thought I would do is just pick up on a few of the comments that have come in. I know on YouTube you've started leaving me questions, which is really cool. So I've got a couple of here that I thought I would run through very quickly. This was from Sam talking about my pumpkin soup recipe. You may have seen I posted that last week. If you haven't tried it, it's absolutely flipping delicious. It's a roasted pumpkin soup and I do use roasted garlic in it. And Sam says, really tasty, except I can't have garlic anymore since being perimenopausal. Okay, and lots of gut issues. So, okay, so a couple of things there, Sam. Firstly, obviously you can make it without garlic. You don't have to use garlic. If you are sensitive to garlic, then it could be worth looking up something called FODMAP, which is the FODMAP diet, which excludes certain food groups that include garlic and leeks and onions and anything from the allium family. So that may be something that's affecting you. So certainly well worth looking into. I actually flavour soups with other things as well. For those who don't like garlic, I find turmeric works really well, or ginger, or any of the other kind of warming spices. Even a bit of cinnamon actually works really well. So I hope that's helpful, but do check out FODMAP because it sounds as though that could be something that's helpful. Again, we've got a piece on lizarwellbeing.com if you want to have a read about that. But obviously gut issues are really important, and I think increasingly we learn about the link with our immune system and our own microbiome, and there's this extraordinary connection, isn't there, between our gut health and all kinds of other activities going on in the body. There's the gut-brain axis, so that's influencing mental health and our anxiety and stress levels, which are probably heightened right now. And then there's also the skin-gut axis, so it's skin inflammations, eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, all of that can be influenced by what's going on inside the gut. So really taking steps to replenish our good gut bacteria is so worth it. And you know, I'm always banging on about kefir. If you watch any of my Instagram lives or Facebook lives or any of the videos that I post up here on YouTube, very often they will include kefir or live yogurt, because it's such an easy way of adding a good dose of probiotics into our daily diet. And commercial kefirs, they're pretty good. You can find them now in the majority of supermarkets. They don't taste too fizzy or sour. You know, they're quite palatable. And I certainly give them to my kids in the morning, or I make them into a smoothie, maybe whizzed up with a bit of banana. You can chuck in other probiotic powders if you want to enrich them. You can break open the capsule of probiotics and add that into it, or add that into yogurt. And of course you can make your own. It's really easy and cheap to make your own kefir and to make your own yogurt. You just need a little bit of the starter culture to start with, and then off you go. So lots of recipes. In fact, I think there's even a YouTube video on that I've recorded, so do take a look. And in fact, just before I go, there was a question here from Joanne on YouTube, and she says, I was talking about kefir, and she says, I absolutely hate milk, so I know that I won't be trying this. What else could I have to make sure I'm getting my probiotics, please? Well, do you know you can make kefir not with milk, so you can make it with other things. You can make water-based kefirs. So strictly speaking, they're not a kefir, because in order to be a proper kefir, you need to use an animal protein milk, because the way the bacteria work in kefir is they feed on the lactose and the proteins in the milk to actually turn itself into a probiotic drink. And obviously, if you haven't got the lactose there in the first place, like if you're using, you know, coconut milk or almond milk, you haven't got that there to make it quite as intense. But you can certainly use some of the plant milks if you choose. You can also use water and juices to make like a probiotic drink. I wouldn't call it a kefir, but it would certainly be a probiotic drink. But how about something like kombucha? Have you tried that? Do check out my videos on how to make kombucha using a SCOBY. Really simple. You just need some black sweetened tea, and again, the SCOBY culture feeds on the sugars in the black tea, and that is a really acceptable alternative to soft drinks as well. Saves a fortune on buying fizzy drinks, and it's also much lower in sugar while being good for your gut. But I think the overall message is try and get a little bit of the probiotics into our diets every day, whether that's eating something fermented. So, you know, with the milk-based products, you've got things obviously like kefir and yogurt. If you want to go down the veggie route, you can go for something like kimchi, or you can make kombucha, of course. You can make your own sauerkraut. You know, these are teeming with beneficial probiotic bacteria. So do check out some of the recipes that I've got on lizearlewellbeing.com, because just a small amount of these every day can make a big difference. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you now. I'll see you same time, same place next week. Take care. Go well. Bye-bye.